Hello, hello. This is the 163rd Test from the Future, an experimental podcast from the year 2224, which we are sending from our present to yours. My name is Dirk.
And my name is Simon.
And we're putting the past in podcast. And today we're putting aliens in a podcast.
Mm-hmm. We are talking about, our main topic is to do with them. And even we have a little thing to mention before that topic now.
True, yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a coincidence, but aliens have been pretty restless lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both the Partians and the Illuminati. We're not sure what's going on.
No, exactly.
They're not telling.
Which kind of makes us people a little restless.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they are downright saying we're worried about something, but you can notice it all the time.
Yeah, more that you ask if someone can go out for a drink and they're like, oh no, I'm busy. And okay, that happens once or twice. It's no big deal, but it's been that way for a while now.
Yeah.
And it's especially pronounced right now.
Exactly. And they seem to be a bit on edge.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never actually seen them nervous. And it applies both to the Partians and to the Illuminati.
Right.
But not to a point where you can downright ask, hey, just let us know
if you've tried, you've not tried it. Well, so you have tried, and they wouldn't tell, or it doesn't seem right to ask.
No, because it's something that we noticed. We spoke about it, and I've had this discussion with a few colleagues. Don't you notice something different? But not because we meet with them a lot. Mm-hmm. It's they're a bit, short in their answers. Mm-hmm. Especially the Illuminati, they can go on and on and on about something, and now it's relatively short. A lot of time boxing. We need to move on, and then they can get a bit irritated about things that they usually never get irritated about. Mm-hmm. So it just, and they stand around the coffee machine talking. Blah, 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 blah. So it's not something very specific, but just all kinds of little things combined. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you have any idea?
No. So right, exactly. Our main topic we have much more to say on. This, unfortunately, we've noticed that they're edgy, and that's as much as we can say about it.
Yeah, or maybe it's just the constellation of the stars. Kind of like how sometimes we on Earth get a bit moody when the moon is, full or
some folk. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe now Orion is just lined up with Cassiopeia, and then it's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some critters are showing up or something like that.
They're a lot more, how do you call it? Depending on the whole setup of the galaxy than we are. Mm-hmm. We've been very much focused on Earth, but they've been traveling across the universe for quite a while. So.
Yeah.
Or maybe they know something that we don't.
Mm-hmm. And they're not telling, and we'll find out soon. And when we find out, we'll, of course, tell our listeners.
I just hope it has nothing to do with fast space travel.
Hopefully not.
Because that's... construction is ongoing.
Yeah.
Planned for this year still. Okay, yeah, but today we're still talking about aliens, just not about this part. You want to tell our listeners what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, so we're talking about their currency, specifically the Illuminati currency, and we're talking about it because of how it's just of late really affecting things here on Earth.
Exactly.
And so the currency that the Illuminati use are they're artichokes. So
exactly.
The plants that have been around on Earth for for a really long time.
Yes, longer than we are.
Exactly, a plant that our listeners will know about.
And then it's not something that just happened to be called artichokes as well.
No.
It's exactly the same.
The same plant, yeah. Some minor variants like you get in any plant, but it is the same plant. It's not like something else entirely that just happens to have the same name.
And it's especially noteworthy because the Illuminati don't exactly live next door. Just somewhere else in the universe, on some planet where everything else is different.
Mm-hmm. Really different, yeah.
They have artichokes.
They do.
If you have this big circle of everything that's Illuminati and this big circle of everything that's Earth, and you put them next to each other, they overlap for one thing.
So the Venn diagram, exactly, and the only item in there is the artichoke.
Yeah. I think initially when they came over, and initially they weren't buying anything.
There wasn't trading. There was just no trading of goods and services. It was talking.
Yeah, basically getting to know each other and then just benefiting from each other. But of course, the more Illuminati came here, the more we interacted with him, and it's been for 25 years this year. And it's become more of a thing. And I think latest when the masses on Earth realized you can buy stuff from the Illuminati with artichokes, that things started really to change.
So specifically here on Earth, that now there are far more artichokes being grown. Farms or farmland that used to grow other things, a whole lot of them are switching over to artichokes because it's much more valuable. Because the things that you can buy from the Illuminati, in turn, are much more very unique.
Exactly. Exactly. They have stuff that we really don't have, because really artichokes were the only thing that we had in common. Everything else that they have, we don't, and we can buy with artichokes. And so Earth citizens have kind of started to hoard them whenever they can.
Yeah, a lot of people either in their own gardens as well, or if they have allotments. A lot of allotments are now also, a lot of them. What people weren't so interested for a while there. There's a lot more interest in having an allotment now.
And also, funny enough,
gardens.
You mentioned before they've been starting to replace, let's say, apple orchards with artichokes farms, which then resulted in less stuff with apples, but also less stuff with artichokes.
Right, because many more are being grown, but they're being grown specifically to use as currency with the Illuminati. So, exactly, if you like pizza with artichokes on, I mean, not that you can't get them, but the price is going up a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have a pizza with olives, pizza with jalapenos, and then a pizza with artichokes, and then, wow, that's like triple the price. If you still really want to eat artichokes, you have to...
I mean, this being, of course, like restaurants that make their pizzas with fresh ingredients.
True.
Of course, if you use a Congo to make the artichokes, that's no problem.
Yeah, that's true. But for me, it's always, sometimes you order a pizza and they don't specify up front there's artichokes on them, right? So you get
Right. The pizza has a name, like that's unique to that restaurant, and you don't realize that means it will have artichokes on.
Exactly, some typical Indian-sounding pizza name. And then you get it, and then you discover artichokes on the pizza, I have to admit, at that point, I go like, do I eat this artichoke or just put it in my pocket quickly?
Sure.
It just feels...
I mean, you could put it in your pocket as a snack for later, or...
No, to use as a currency to buy cool Illuminati stuff.
Right, but we looked into this, or I looked into it, maybe you didn't see my note. The artichokes that the Illuminati use as currency need to be alive. So if it's been cooked and it's on a pizza, that's no good as currency.
No, I hadn't actually seen that. Okay, that makes sense.
That's why there's also been big business in flower pots as well. That industry's really booming as well.
Okay, so they need to be alive when you make the purchase.
Yep. And then for you to continue using it as currency, you need to keep it alive.
So it's also I knew that it needed to be fresh.
Yeah.
Okay. So of course, on a pizza they would be cooked anyway. Okay, so they need to be alive.
Yeah, and it's why, like, using a food Congo, the artichokes that produces, which are for eating, that's fine, and they could not be used as currency in the first place anyway.
Yeah, they're artificial. Yeah, fair enough. But so, do you know how it works? Do you know how it works? How to identify like a unique artichoke, or can you just basically reproduce or replicate them, or
like make clones of them? You mean? So yes, they are unique in the way that's told. So the Illuminati can just see it by eye. They can tell whether an artichoke is unique or whether it is a clone.
Okay.
And it's based on the patterns on the leaves.
Okay, so they do look, actually, do look...
On the petals? I think they're petals, rather than leaves. Either way, on the plant itself, there's patterns.
So it's kind of like a zebra, if you look at 20 zebra, they all look the same. But if you look up really close, they all look a little different.
Yeah, right. From afar, they look the same. But when you actually do close.
I've never actually compared artichokes. I mean, I have to admit, I barely know what they look like.
Sure, I mean, right, I've only eaten them very occasionally on pizza. Actually, more often, fresh isn't the word, but when you have like the big petal and then you dip it in butter, like garlic butter, and then you like scrape off. You eat off the juicy part from the leaf, from the petal.
Okay, so you already have more experience than I have.
But in terms of eating them, but not in terms of studying them or looking closely to see the difference between different plants.
Okay. So, and I guess there must be a reason for them to use it as a currency. So I guess they last forever as long as you don't actually cook them.
Could be, yeah. I've never seen one go off.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense to use it because that's the whole thing with currency. Like it's durable. You pay something with a artichoke, and like 2 weeks later,
they must be durable plants. Yeah, I'm sure. Remember, they can't be like they need to be alive. Growing in a flower pot or whatever.
Yeah, but it was like if it's a flower, no matter how awesome alive it is, come winter there's no flower.
Right.
But for artichokes, that's apparently not the case. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's the thing, because artichokes are becoming more and more important. But at the same time, you see them less because before you were just seeing them as part of your food. I mean, cooked. How they initially look. I barely know still. But they kind of start to disappear from the visible environment.
Right, that's the point. Because even though you can, make them with the food Congo, it seems a little bit. It is a French word I don't know how to pronounce. Gauche, Gauche. Anyway, it seems like you're taking the piss a bit to be eating them because, hey, this is currency. What are you doing eating pizza with money on top, Even if it is like pretend money, I guess it's the equivalent of having like Monopoly money on top of your pizza. So it's done less.
Yeah, I can imagine because it's now currency. It feels kind of like... And also, on the other hand, it's like swimming in money. It's like, as if you have a...
Like Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, exactly, like Scrooge McDuck. But instead of coins, you do it in artichokes. Yeah. And you even eat them.
Swimming.
You can't eat coins.
Not easily, no.
Yeah, okay, sure, fair enough. But you can eat artichokes. Oh, that's really the ultimate...
to swim in them, like I say, at least when I eat them, I dip them in butter. So then if they were all like in butter, you'd be swimming in buttery petals.
I wonder if that's what...
They're a bit spiky, but yeah.
You reckon that's what rich Illuminati are doing on their planet? Swim in artichokes, the really rich ones?
I don't... Do they have butter?
Jump up and down. No,
but maybe...
butter. But they can buy butter here with artichokes. No, actually...
It seems like you're the one, like, because you work at the UFOPU, you're around Illuminati a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I tend to defer to you on questions like these. You don't know yourself, I guess, but you could ask.
True.
Next week at work.
I've never noticed a difference in wealth between the different Illuminati.
No.
They look different, but not like particularly rich.
Right.
Although I can't really tell the difference in humans or robots either.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it depends how much someone chooses to show their wealth externally. Yeah?
True, actually. Humans tend to be a bit more show-offy. Robots can also be pretty show-offy.
Yeah, I get it. Fighter jet. Like, change their body for a fighter jet. Fighter jets are pretty expensive, both to buy and to run. So.
Also, especially towards humans, robots tend to be... have a bit of a need to prove
more
themselves.
so than to each other.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But I've never seen it in Illuminati. Also not towards us or towards Martians. But I think it's quite interesting that the other way around, it didn't really work. So like, because we here on Earth, we have our own currency. You would expect, coins or like precious metal or whatever would go for it that they have on their planet that will allow them to produce, I don't know, gold, whatever. But no, they just come with the artichokes. And because we know we can buy something with that from them, we accept artichoke as a payment for, I don't know, a cocktail or
like
cartwheel or
turn
whatever.
it back around and use it to buy more stuff from the Illuminati. You can always choose to keep it for yourself. Eat it, of course, but also use it as currency for other purposes. But mainly it's for buying things from the Illuminati.
And they're good for it, so it's just fine. You buy this cartwheel, and then I will just hold on to this artichoke. Apparently, it doesn't die, and in 2 weeks I can buy some really fancy space laser machine toothbrush from the Illuminati. Exactly.
Really good at picking out plaque. Getting out the plaque between your teeth.
See, now I'm also thinking I've never actually bought something from an Illuminati. Now I want to do this.
For the experience.
Yeah. We should check out the mall if they have anything.
Yeah. Yes, flower shops maybe.
Yeah, true actually.
I mean, I think of an artichoke as a flower, but I wonder, do you get them at flower shops? Do you get them at the supermarket? Do you get them at the bank? I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're not sure anymore either. You get them from farmers, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Huh? Yeah, okay. Artichokes, a topic that I never thought we would be talking about.
No.
It's a 23rd century half-tech podcast, and we speak about artichokes.
Yeah, alien currency, that's the link there.
True, actually. That sounds way cooler. Alien currency. That's it about artichokes. But we also have a listener question.
We do. Pardon me. So Stefan and Robert both sent us an email. Like it's signed from the both of them, you know, rather than them each sending the same email independently. And they write, "Hey guys, we listen to your podcast together a lot. It's fun. Are there any upcoming films that you are excited about? Bye, Stefan and Robert." So thank you for the email.
Yes.
Stefan and Robert. And yes, there are. Do you want to go first or shall I?
I can go first.
Please.
Because there is one particular film that I'm excited about, which is X-Sponge. So written X hyphen Sponge.
Yep.
And it's a romantic underwater adventure with, as far as I understand it, because I haven't seen it,
Sure,
the
based on
dramatic
the trailer, I
plot
guess.
twist. Exactly. So it starts out as a romantic underwater adventure. Then there is a dramatic plot twist, but that's not the reason why I'm looking forward to it. It's all seen from the perspective of a sponge.
I see. And is this one of the X-Sponges?
There's a few ships passing
Yeah.
by.
I noticed that too.
I think it's a parade.
Yeah.
But they're going towards a parade. Yeah, you can see they're all flying off in that direction. Okay. Is there a parade today in Frankfurt?
I'm not kept up to date. I'm not up to date on such things. I haven't looked at my calendar. I tried to go to the library earlier and I didn't realize I got there and it turned out to be closed. So, and that was by Constable Arca. So sure, there must be something going on. But
yeah, maybe that's the reason why it was closed. Maybe there's a parade.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't spot the parade, but maybe they were closing in preparation.
Because usually the airships are not flying so close to each other.
No.
Okay, and they look all dressed up. There must be something going on. So let's check it out. So.
So I was asking. So it's called X-Sponge. Is it anything to do with there's the X-Men spin-off called X-Sponges? Is it related to that, or is it something completely unrelated?
Like an origin story. No, I think it might just really be a coincidence.
Okay,
but I think the name. I mean, like the whole movie is apparently from the perspective of a sponge.
Yeah,
but it says X-Sponge,
so
there must be. I guess there must be a reason why they said
X
that.
marks the spot, like for Pirate's Treasure?
Or maybe it's an X-ray, how the sponge sees through everything. Or maybe it's...
It used to be a sponge?
Or maybe it's X-Sponge, like at the end it's a dream, or it gets wiped out, or there's a tsunami, or... Anyway, it's...
That's why you look all these questions, you're looking forward to watching it.
And apparently it's pretty spectacular. Nice special effects and so on. Okay. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, sounds good.
You?
For me, the film I'm looking forward to a lot, I've been looking forward to it for, to be honest, over 100 years.
I know which one you're going to mention.
Yeah. So Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
It's finally coming.
I mean, that's yes, that's what I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, that's
early next year, so okay, it's still a little bit away, but after 100 years of wait, at least I've been waiting 100 years. Apparently, it's it's a sequel to Across the Spider-Verse.
I don't even know this one.
Oh, you've not ever seen Across the Spider-Verse?
No.
I guess maybe it's before your time. I saw it as a kid, like when I was 10 years old, And at the end, it even says to be continued. My understanding was, there's going to be another film. And the title's been known for a long time now, Beyond the Spider-Verse. Hasn't come out yet. Going to come out early next year.
I know this one has had quite a few delays. That's why I understood.
Keeps being delayed.
It's
Strikes,
been announced.
Production, like writing problems and so on.
And then recasting. But as far as I understood, they are pretty confident that it's now actually going to release early next year.
Early next year,
Yeah, so if it actually happens, we should go see it. Several times.
You should maybe see Across the Spider-Verse first.
Sure.
It's the second part of that.
Maybe they're going to have like a double screening.
In the cinema. That would be nice.
In case anybody missed it. Because this
it was a while ago now.
Yeah, exactly. Just a quick recap. This is what happened 100 years ago, or however old the movie is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the way that first film ends, the way Across the Spider-Verse ends, this film should pick up straight away. Like, it shouldn't be like 100 years have passed, but hey, maybe they've rewritten it since that original plan.
I guess, but such a big delay, they will have rewritten it several times.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse and Expunge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Stefan and Robert, hope we answered your question.
Yeah. And our listeners who are listening to us talk right now, you can also send us an email, as Stefan and Robert did, by writing to michaellasagna5@gmail.com and putting the number 163 in the subject line so that we know you're replying in response to this episode now.
Yep, and then we know that this one reached you in the 21st century.
Yep, that we successfully sent it back in time.
Yes. Okay, then thanks for listening and see you in 200 years.
Bye-bye.